Alright, welcome back to another review. This will be my last review kind of in this unofficial looking cheap format. I got some revenue and I'm going to use that towards this. I'm planning on buying like a shotgun mic, maybe some more elaborate backgrounds than I usually do, but until then, we have this Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn figure by NECA. I've been really excited for this one. I got this on Christmas, and I've been waiting until now so I could show it to you all. Inside we have this Ash. Now, I already have actually two of NECA's Ashes, but this one is also from Evil Dead 2. It is a different version, though. This is the Ash with the chainsaw arm. I believe he's officially referred to as Hero Ash. This one over here, obviously, different movie completely, Ash versus Evil Dead Ash. I love both of these figures. I do have a couple gripes, like I don't really like how his shotgun is held here. This one is great, although as you can see, the scaling is wonky on him. I don't know. It doesn't look exactly right, but whatever. They're from different movies. I don't really expect them to scale perfectly. So, we have this one. We open it up here. So this is Ash before he gets the chainsaw arm, but we have also his arm before it gets cut off or it becomes possessed. We also have the stump, and this looks like the arm. This is like a hand for when it's crawling on the floor. We also have Linda's severed head, the possessed one, and we even have Evil Ash. So if you really wanted to, you could have just an Evil Ash figure, which I'm probably going to do so I could have kind of the both of them face off. I know that never happens in Evil Dead 2, that's more of an Army of Darkness thing, but hey, it's my figure, my rules. So, we're just going to go ahead and get him opened. Or actually, let's just take a look at the back real fast. After a relaxing cabin vacation doesn't go as planned, Ash is left with 3 dead friends, an undead girlfriend, and an angry evil spirit on the loose. Now, I'm super excited for this. I love the poses they have here, straight from the movie. The wonky-looking mirror scene there, which I love. Linda's head on his lap, and Evil Ash's head just looks so good in that picture. And here, he looks really good, so yeah, this is probably my favorite horror film, and yeah, the box, I damaged it a little bit, but I don't really care. I know I'm gonna keep this figure for a while, so you know what, let's just tear the damn thing open. I'm not one for really preserving boxes. I have a couple Nendoroids that I'll do that for, but for NECAs, it's like, I'm gonna use them, I'm probably gonna keep them for a while. So, here we are, right out of the box, and already this looks great. Yeah, I love the way this looks. They really did a great job capturing Bruce Campbell's expression there. It's an unforgettable face, one of the greatest in all of horror. We also have a boomstick there, which I'm very excited about. I want to compare it with the Hero Ash boomstick. We got the axe. We even have a tape recorder. We have a little Necronomicon. This is really jam-packed with accessories. I'm really excited for this. If I ever wanted to set up some Evil Dead 2 dioramas, which I'd love to do, again, it's my favorite horror film, this is just great. There's one other Ash that I'm missing from Evil Dead 2, and it's the one that comes with what is referred to as the Evil Ed. I want that one as well. Hopefully sometime in the future, we'll be able to do that. But without further ado, I'm just going to skip ahead and get him all out of here. Alright, he is all out, and I did the trick of soaking him in hot water, which actually does kind of a good thing for him because this Ash is supposed to be kind of soaked in fluids. But anyways, he's all limber now. For those of you that don't know, if you have NECAs at home, once you get them brand new, just soak them in some warm water for maybe 20 seconds or so. It'll make them all loose. You don't have to worry about accidentally damaging the joints right out of the box. Now, speaking of right out of the box, let's take a look. So upon closer inspection, it is kind of disappointing that the mold line is very noticeable. More noticeable on this side than the other. That just seems like a QC thing. And I know what some of you might be thinking. You might think his texture and his shading might look off. This is intentional. This is accurate to how he looks in the film. Because at this point of the film, he's just soaked in grease, in blood, in slime, in dirt, all this like garbage just on him. And you can kind of see it here on the shirt. I think they did a good job doing it, showing that he's like damp. See the kind of greenish, black, looks like grease all over his back, which looks great. This is just wet from him soaking in water. But yeah, even like on the pants, I like the tear here. It kind of glistens a bit, makes it feel like it's kind of slime all over it. Speaking of slime, one little detail I noticed on this axe, it's got the green blood, which I'm very happy about. It's got kind of a glossy feel, glossy texture on it and look. And in the light, that shines really nice. That looks straight out of the film. Very happy about that. Now we have his boomstick, which is... this is before it gets sawn off, so if we take this from... Sorry, Ash. That's the sawn off, and here is the regular. This one's got a silver barrel. I'm not entirely sure if that's screen accurate, which one is more screen accurate than the other. There is inconsistency in these movies. For example, in the first Evil Dead film, it is I believe it's a single barrel shotgun. It's either that or it might even just be a straight up rifle. I forgot off the top of my head, but yeah, there's inconsistency, so I need to watch the movie again. I don't remember if the barrel is that color. Maybe in some scenes it is, but yeah, we can see, yeah, different color overall. This one's a lot darker. And again, just keep in mind, this is a sawn off. So if we hold them side by side, yeah, you can see just about how much is cut off. Now we have Evil Ash's head. Now I am a bit disappointed upon further inspection. There is quite a bit of paint chipping there. You can see it's the same color as Ash's skin right in the hair, and that's very unfortunate, although his hair is just like pretty much a solid black. It wouldn't be too hard to paint that over, but it is what it is. It's NECA, it's QC, you know, but the head itself I'm really liking. I like the kind of glossiness of the bags under his, or should I say, around his eyes. I love the glossiness also of the teeth and the gums. There's a nice depth in them and in the eye sockets, which I really like. Some paint chipping there and there as well. That's unfortunate. Especially since I was planning on leaving him with this head. That's disappointing, but, you know, it could be worse. Always have to say that about figures. But I love the way that the paint shines. You can see that on the light. That looks really nice. We have Linda's head. Fairly basic, although pretty screen accurate. She does have a very pale face. Obviously, she's a corpse, so she's going to be pale. So that's accurate. It might look like a lazy paint job. That is how it looks in the film. And also, again, just NECA always shines with gore. Just that glossy shininess is great. The black sludge and blood around her face. And once you get really close to the eyes, it can look a bit funky with that, like, almost like eyeliner around the eyes, but it is what it is. It's just a prop. And it's a pretty decent looking one, if you ask me. Some decent weave in her hair. You can kind of see the mold lines, but it blends in pretty well with her hair, especially with how thin and wavy it is. And here we have not one, not two, but 3 hands. So this looks like regular Ash hand. Maybe it's right when he gets bitten. So you can see a little bit of... In the film, he looks at his hand and then very quickly black lines spread across it. So it looks like this is just starting right there. No nails, so this is regular Ash. Here we have the corrupted hand. Torn off already. At this point of the film, it is sentient. Unfortunately, very disappointed. The hand does not stand on its own. Because it does that in the film. It kind of scurries around like this. That's very disappointing, although there are other scenes where it's really low to the ground and it kind of moves by like pulling itself like that. But that scene, it's already attached to his hand, to his arm, and this is separate. So I would have expected this figure to stand up on its own, and it doesn't. It looks like it's just kind of laying down, as you can see. If it just had a little bit of an arch like this, that'd be cool. You know, actually, now that I think about it, this technically is screen accurate because in one of the shots where it's scurrying, it's kind of a bad effect, and you can clearly tell it's just a hand on the floor going like this, and someone's underneath it, with a fake small kind of wrist attached to the end. So when you look at it like that, yeah, that is pretty much what it looks like in the film, but I would have preferred if it was standing a little bit more up, such as in the scene when it's kind of playing hide and go seek with Ash, and it's a little bit more up than down here. But the hand itself looks great. I love the wound there. Again, just with the glossiness. Those nails are solid. No visible paint chipping that I can see. And here we have the whole arm. Doesn't have the black nails. That's accurate. It's bitten and it's now starting to get corrupt, and he's kind of grabbing his hand like this right before he decides to chop it off with a chainsaw when it's throwing all the plates on his head and stuff. So this looks good. Doesn't have black nails. That's accurate from what I remember. We also have the tape recorder. Kind of surprised they threw this in here. But it's nice, you know, if you want to have a little diorama, you got it here. I mean, not much to say. It looks like a tape recorder. I like the weathering over here. Looks good. The detail on the lines of tape looks great. It's a solid piece. Not really much to say about it. No major issues here. And we have the Necronomicon itself, the Book of the Dead. Let's take a closer look. It's going to be kind of hard to get this to focus because it's so small. Unfortunately, it does not open. That would have been nice, but, you know, for its size, it's not too surprising. It's got pretty basic paint. Pretty nice texture to it. Little teeth there. And you can kind of make out the face. I like the detail on the pages, although, honestly, this could be better because the Necronomicon is such an iconic part of the film. I understand it's a very small prop, and ultimately kind of inconsequential. I do believe that the Ash and Evil Ed pack comes with a better Necronomicon. I think that one is open, actually, and you can see pages. So for a closed prop, this is fine. You can kind of leave it like this, and it looks really good with that, with the detail on those ruffled skin pages. You could leave it there. You can see detail on the spine. Looks good. It's fine. It's not my favorite, though. It's not ideal, but it's not a deal breaker to me, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so we have the full Ash here. Let's see if I can make him stand. Okay. Most fun part about NECA figures is trying to get them right in that special pose. I might need a new tripod. This joint is getting really old. Well, actually, before I do anything, I want to see. Let's just twist off his head here, or just kind of force it off. There we go. I did say I wanted to use him for Evil Ash, so we're just gonna pop this on. Alright, it took a little bit of work, but I got the evil head on there, as well as the evil hand. And I have him kind of in this lunging pose. I gave Ash the Hero Ash the Necronomicon just to see how it would fit in his hand, and it fits very well. I also put the shotgun in his hand, the non-sawn-off version. And it's good, although, you know, he doesn't actually use it when he has a chainsaw and he uses the sawn-off, so I just wanted to see how it would look. So, posed off like this, we can kind of compare size. Oop. You gotta watch out with NECAs and their balance, because they can be quite frail. So let's kind of set him up like this, and we'll have, okay. So we can see with scale, I think this Ash is slightly larger than the other Ash, although this Ash is kind of more, he's more slouching because he's in more of like an attack pose. This one is a little bit more straight up, so that could be the reason why. But let's see, let's make them both straight, about as straight as they can get. And let's see. It is. Okay. Yeah, I think this Ash definitely is slightly larger. Which isn't too big of an issue. Though it is a little frustrating. Yeah, I think there's a very noticeable size difference, even just like in their torsos as well. Yeah. In terms of like, if I want him, if I want him to be Evil Ash, like just Evil Ash, it's fine because that kind of gives him a more menacing look, as you can see there. So I'm not too concerned about that. I gave him the axe just cause. This never happens in the movie, but just for the pose. Now, one thing I am disappointed in with Evil Ash is, number one, he doesn't come with a left evil hand, so you just have to kind of make do with that one. And this one, like, while it's cool, it goes forward like this. He doesn't have one of his more iconic poses where he reappears and he kind of points at the camera. They don't have a hand for that, which is disappointing. And I mean, I understand this isn't technically a evil Ash figure. This is an Ash Williams figure that just so happens to have an evil accessory. So they wouldn't go all out for that, but still, it's a little disappointing. Although, again, with his hand kind of just lunging out like this, it does look really cool. I do really like this a lot. Oh, you can also see the bite wound there. Just noticed that. That's pretty cool. Can you see it on this one too? Let's see. Yes, you can. That's neat. Yeah. I mean, if you want to not have him in evil form, then that's, not a concern. I would like to keep him like that, and so, yeah, a little bit disappointing. Having his hand kind of clutched and maybe grabbing an object kind of obscures the fact that it's not corrupted like the rest of him is. I don't know if this is just me when I was loosening the joints, but this leg feels a lot looser than the other one. You can see, like it bends out. I have to kind of force it to, though. This one is just... So that makes him a little difficult to pose, and he's a little slidey, as you can tell. Let's compare him with Ash vs. Evil Dead Ash. So again, I know this figure doesn't scale with the other ones, but it's a pretty decent look, I'd say. Let's compare these two with the chainsaw. Now this part of the chainsaw did fall off for mine. Yeah, these are pretty good. I do think this is one of my favorite NECA figures just because for the price, it's great. I mean, it does a really good job capturing Bruce's likeness. It hides its mold lines very well. A little bit there, but not a huge problem. Love the expression. Love the hair. This is a great figure. The paint is a little bright and clean compared to the other Evil Dead figures, but that matches Ash vs. Evil Dead because it's digital, so the colors stand out a lot more. These are, very grainy film, and they capture that really well, I'd say. And that about does it. We have the three Ashes here all side by side, and I think this is an excellent figure. I really do. I think that the props it comes with, while maybe there could have been more, are great for what they are. You can use them real easily with the other Ash. I really want to get the last of the Ashes and complete the whole set just for diorama purposes, but a few minor gripes. This figure is really hard to pose compared to these two. These two are actually very easy, especially the Ultimate Hero Ash. This is one of the easiest figures I've ever had to pose. This one takes a little bit of work. I don't know if it's just me, because that left leg joint is a lot looser than the other ones. Little bit of paint chipping, but not all too bad, especially from a distance. You can't even really tell. I do wish that he came with like at least another evil hand for the pointing, but that looks pretty cool, all side by side. And while he doesn't really scale with them, it seems like none of them really do. which is unfortunate, but it is what it is, you know? I love the shotgun, Linda's head, love the tape recorder. Wish the hand kind of stood up a little bit more, although I can't say that this is not entirely screen accurate, at least for the most part. I think he's a great figure. I think actually he's probably the best looking Ash. Like, I love this one, don't get me wrong, but something about the way this one looks, this really looks like the way that the film is shot on. I love how damp he is. Just the glimmer on him is just really good. Though I love all of these Ashes, these are all some of my favorite NECA figures. If you're a big Evil Dead fan like I am, I highly recommend all of these. If you needed to just get one, I still think the Ultimate Hero Ash is the way to go, just because this is his iconic look with the chainsaw. Although if you want this one just for the Evil Ash, like what I'm doing, the Evil Ash looks pretty great. I wish he had a little bit more hands, but, you know, lunging forward like that, it's not too bad. Pretty menacing. And you can get him in pretty good poses to kind of make that showdown really... see, this is what I'm talking about with the posing. You gotta be very careful. Yeah, straight up, I don't know if I can make him stand decently again. Maybe this is just NECA's way of saying, hey, buy our stands. Because I have not had a single one yet. Yeah, looks great. Yep, very happy with this one. If you've never seen any of the Evil Dead movies, I can't recommend them enough. They are all masterpieces, and the Ash vs. Evil Dead show is great as well. You can watch it now on Netflix. Unfortunately, it got canceled, but what we got was still really great. So until next time, this is Real Human Being signing off.